Precious Metal Summit 2019 Zurich. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. With me here is now Metallic Minerals and the CEO, Greg Johnson, wants to give us an update on the company. Greg, welcome.
Hey, good to be back again.
Yeah, great to have you here again. I think it's almost a year ago when we spoke the last time, as my feeling, maybe 1 year, 1.5. A lot of good things occurred. I saw on your website already that, Eric Sprott invested. You did a $2.75 million placement. How did that came on?
Well, I'm really excited to have Eric be one of our investors. You may not know, but Eric was one of the earliest investors in Nova Gold, one of the companies I was a co-founder of. Right. And a great supporter. So I'm really excited to have Eric be here. Eric, of course, is very bullish on silver, and so he's really focused on the silver elements of our portfolio and loves what we're putting together.
Great. And I mean, you are in the right jurisdiction, right place in the Yukon, of course, with Kino, what is it called? Kino Hill?
Kino Hill.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
But before we come on that, you bought something new called La Plata. What's up with that?
Yeah, just last month we made an announcement that we've acquired something that we're pretty excited about. So this is a district in the southwestern U.S., so a little more southerly address that has a lot of characteristics. It's a high-grade silver and gold district that saw production from the 1800s and through the 1940s. And then later in the 1950s and 60s was explored by some of the copper majors and has really been off the market for 50 years. So we've managed to pick this up. We're very excited, potential to take a historic resource and with additional work, turn that into a 43-101 type resource for the company fairly rapidly. And then likewise, there's been no modern exploration on any of the high precious metal targets that surround porphyry system itself. And these are very similar to the work that we've been doing at Kino. So this is a great fit.
Okay,
our
perfect.
Exploration team in Metallic was part of the team that drove the huge growth in the Nova Gold's projects, particularly the Galore Creek porphyry system, which is very similar to La Plata. And of course, our work at Kino, our high-grade vein system. So put the two together, and we've got something that's just a perfect fit for the company.
Fantastic. So you have diversified into the U.S. now, also Southern, of course, then from the Yukon, I think it's always a good idea. So this is, you said precious metal, so that's like silver, gold plus copper, or what is it?
Yeah, it seems to be, so it's a porphyry system. So copper will be an important component. It appears to be silver enriched, so it's probably a copper, silver, gold type of porphyry.
Oh, interesting.
And then as you go outward from the porphyry, we get into more structures and replacement style and vein, similar to what we see at Kino. And these would be silver, lead, zinc, or silver, gold tellurides as we get further out. But it's a district scale opportunity and
fantastic
and exciting. Yeah,
that's great. So a lot of work for 2020. Before we touch on 2020. On the whole company, Kino Hill, what was key in 2019? What was important? What work have you done there?
Yeah, so the big focus for us this year was at Kino Hill. That's our flagship property next to Alexco Resources. Our neighbor is having a major milestone. They're turning back on their production. They had 2 major discoveries in the last couple of years. They've built those mines to access those ore zones, and they're turning the mill back on. So that's going to be a great development for the whole region and for the district. Our exploration has continued to focus along those productive trends that have hosted the historic mines and that have been so productive. And as those continue onto our ground, we're exploring those, having good success hitting the structures, and now we're vectoring along those to say, okay, where are they going to get wider? Where can we build the tonnages? But we're hitting classic Kino type veins, 500 grams to 1,000 gram type silver grade. So these are pretty exceptional. You know, the global average for silver, an active mine is 300 grams. So if you're getting those kind of grades, you know you're in the right place. And then
absolutely.
Then the big development for us was the discovery on the eastern third of the district, which is virtually unexplored. It's been recognized all the way back to the 1950s and 60s. It has the same geology as has hosted the 300 million ounces on the central and western parts of the district. But that has seen virtually no exploration. It was didn't have road access until recently. It's forested, so it's not well exposed. But soil sampling done back historically, we've followed up on that, and we've developed 10 different targets, which are between 2 and 5 kilometers in length. These are huge soil targets.
And this is what you need the money for, of course, also.
Yeah, so that work has been going towards defining new targets to be drill tested. We're applying some new geophysics to those as well to refine them because they're so big and so many targets, with the hope that in early 2020 we can be continuing to drill those productive structures that we've already been working on towards building resources, as well as to test these new large-scale targets.
Fantastic, fantastic. And we were just talking before the interview about the alluvial possible production site in your company. Maybe you want to give us there also an update?
Yeah, so this is a new initiative just in the last couple of years, but we've picked up one of the largest undeveloped land blocks in the Klondike Gold District. This is that historic gold rush area in the Yukon near Dawson City. Large block of land that was not mined historically because it was a site of some earthen dams that were used for the water and the power for the bucket line dredges that mined the area from the 1920s to the 1970s. When they took those out, this kind of area got a little bit forgotten. A couple of the guys we worked closely with had started picking up ground. So over a couple of decades, they've assembled this large land package that we've brought into Metallic. The idea being that we have permitted sites for mining, and we can invite operators who are experienced Yukon operators already to take on a new license, and then they get 2 years to do exploration, and year 3 under the contract, we would hope to see them go into production, and that results in potentially an advanced minimum royalty for us each year, plus a production royalty of 10 to 15% on all the gold produced.
Oh, fantastic.
So it's very low risk for us.
Would mean that as an exploration company, you would have income.
First income for us. So we're not quite there. They're doing the exploration. They paid us some small royalties just on the exploration work. But yeah, our hope would be in 2020, we might see the first active production on those licenses that we've got the new operators on.
Yeah. What could be a potential revenue for the company? I know it's too early to define that, but let's say what might the idea be the idea?
The baseline, our early targets in terms of what we're targeting is to have up to 10 operators. This is ground that they could mine for 5 to 10 years. So it's quite large tracts of ground. And with that we might see they pay typically a $50,000 a year minimum royalty each year just to hold the ground. And then after that, as production starts, we get paid between 10 and 15%. So a modest size operation, open pit, these open pit, shallow alluvial, so they're mining the gravel, could be 1,000 ounces of gold per year. We take 10% of that. A bigger one, which there are several downstream from us, can produce up to 10,000 ounces. This could be something. So
we're talking about substantial amounts.
Yes, early, first year or two, maybe 500,000 to $1 million, and then hopefully we could grow that. But as a junior, that
$1 million is a lot of money.
Non-dilutive income that can pay our G&A and other costs goes a long ways to keeping a tight share structure and bringing in that first cash flow.
Fantastic, great. Well, Greg, thank you very much. It sounds like a game plan you have here, and we look forward then to La Plata.
Yeah, well, and all 3 of them, really. It should be a good news flow. Our programs are just wrapping up now. And so over the next few months, we'd expect to be able to deliver results on all 3 of our major projects of focus.
Great. And of course, good luck with the alluvial production, because to have as an explorer income, very good idea.
No, next year is looking very promising indeed.
Super, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it was Greg Johnson, the CEO of Metallic Minerals, and you heard it. First of all, new, I would call it not venture, but new project La Plata they have acquired. Looks really promising from the geology-wise. But also what I like is the fact that probably first income might be generated from the alluvial mining, and we see how that goes. But it's always a fantastic thing to have as an explorer when some money flows in, because it's, as you said, non-dilutive, and that is what we want to see. So stay tuned for the company. Lots of news are coming, and thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Zurich.